Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm Ron Nicoletti. It is Friday afternoon, 10 races to look at. We had the Stronach 5 this afternoon. Let's see what those track and weather conditions are from our one and only Pete Aiello.
10 races on the program for this Friday afternoon. We had beautiful weather conditions for horse racing. The sun was out, the main track was fast, the turf course firm. First of the day over the main track. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. These are fillies and mares which have not won two. Field of 7 went to the gate. The favorite was the 5, class-dropping Paso a la Reina. Racing at Gulfstream. Check to last was Unrivaled Soul as Zarabanda broke outward. Good start from the center for Rose Path and Paso a la Reina, and the two favorites get acquainted and move ahead of Zarabanda, who moves up to take third. Followed fourth by Casual Caro and Tiki Taka alongside. Out wide is Trini Pleasure, and Unrivaled Soul is last of all as Zayas lets Paso a la Reina run into the race, and she has a neck on top. Rose Path is now coming back for more, and now she'll take a neck lead. Back to third and Zarabanda. These three have gone 4 or 5 ahead of Tiki Taka, then Trini Pleasure and Casual Caro, and Unrivaled Soul is last. Opening quarter, not quick, 24 and 4 as they head to the half-mile juncture. Jesus Rios and the daughter of Atreides, Rose Path, with the lead a half a length. Paso a la Reina on the outside is poised to strike second. These two are well clear of third, running Tiki Taka, then Trini Pleasure. That's all for Zarabanda. Casual Caro's never been involved, nor has Unrivaled Soul, through a 47 and 1/2 mile. So they picked it up in the second quarter, and on the outside, Paso a la Reina is now up for a narrow lead. Rose Path is right alongside. Now it's only 5 to Tiki Taka, who's trying to run on from third. A gap of 2.5 to Trini Pleasure, who's clearly fourth as they race past the quarter-mile pole. Rose Path to the inside now, stabs a neck lead again. Tiki Taka's running home pretty well. Tiki Taka needs room for Angel Rodriguez after 3 quarters and 1:12 and 4. Now there's 3/16 to go. Tiki Taka trying to get Rose Path at the 8th pole. Rose Path is in front. Tiki Taka takes a run on the outside. Rose Path toward the inside. Tiki Taka to the outside, and Tiki Taka going 2 to the 1 of Rose Path, and Tiki Taka is a 7-2 winner. Rose Path is second, Paso a la Reina is third, then Trini Pleasure and Casual Caro. Minor upset to kick off the program as 7-2 third choice 6. Tiki Taka wears down the pace setters in the final 1/8 of a mile under jockey Angel Rodriguez for Kiko D'Angelo and D'Angelo's stable. It was 4 Rose Path who outran the 5 Paso a la Reina for second. The two favorites did too much too soon to start the card. We go to the second race now, a 1-mile maiden claimer on the turf. Fillies and mares in for an asking price of $50,000. Scratch the 5 and the 9, a field of 7. Favorites included the 4 Tipple and the 6 Mama D. And they're off. Slow to start, Lucky Visit. Quick to start from the middle, it's Little Evie down at the inside, Queen Brunette, Tipple being sent along, and so is Funny Biz. It's a real scramble on for the early lead. Away racing in 5th as she fled the scene, then Mama D, and the newcomer, Lucky Visit, is last of the 7 in the charge to the first turn. What was 4 is now 3 on the cross the course as Queen Brunette hugs the inside rail and leads the way under Lionel Reyes from Funny Biz and Little Evie second and third. Well settled is Tipple racing in 4th here for Lynch, a length better than she fled the scene. Then Mama D and 4 to Lucky Visit. 22 seconds for a sprint-like opening quarter speed as they head down the backstretch. Queen Brunette has the lead, but she's worked awfully hard to get there. Leads the way a length and a quarter. Little Evie is second. The rail is open for Tipple. Lynch says thank you very much and moves all the way up into second. Wide on the course as she fled the scene. Tipple's all the way up to challenge for the lead now. Mama D is in stride, now only 3 lengths off the lead for Prado, and still far back to Lucky Visit as they swing to the far turn. 45 and 3 for the opening half mile, and that just fried Queen Brunette. She's now back to 4th as taking over the lead is Tipple. She fled the scene, moves to be second. Mama D up and on the outside is now third, 3 wide and gaining ground. Back to 4th in Queen Brunette. Lucky Visit is showing some late interest after 3 quarters, and 109 and 3 they're at the top of the stretch. 3 horses across the course here. She fled the scene from between horses down the center. Mama D coming at her and coming on, and Mama D up to take the lead from She Fled the Scene second. Tipple third, Lucky Visit 4th, but Prado's a winner. It's Mama D coming clear to win it for Linda Rice and Roddy Valenti by 3 in the end. She Fled the Scene is second. Up third, Lucky Visit, then Tipple in 134 and 2. Number 6, Mama D, wins right back for the new connections and does it on the class hike here this afternoon under Hall of Famer Edgar Prado for Linda Rice and owner Roddy Valenti. Daughter of Tapizar gets a perfect pace flow and gets the job done. Number 8, She Fled the Scene, was second ahead of the newcomer 7, Lucky Visit, who ran third. Time for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
The best chance for success begins with a solid foundation. At Hardacre Farm, early personal one-on-one care starts the journey to becoming a champion. Bred to leading stallions, our mares represent the highest standards. Hardacre Farm's signature in the breeding industry. Based in Ocala, Florida, breeder and owner Amy Tarrant has inspired excellence throughout her entire career. In your quest for success, start with Hardacre Farm, breeding the champions of tomorrow.
Back now for the third race of the afternoon, 1 mile over the main track. Claimers in for $12,500. A field of 6. Favorite was number 2, Papa's Girl. And they're off. Level beginning. Poesia was away well and looks out for the early lead. Toward the inside, Papa's Girl moves to be second. Up on the outside, Padrinoneverquits and Gossip Isle not far away. From behind the speed goes Jazzy Beach, and at the inside, Country Girl Shirl, last of the 6 with a 3-way go up front. With the advantage, Poesia tackled outside by Gossip Isle and Padrinoneverquits under Victor LeBron between horses. These top 3 are going quickly. They went 23-2 for the opening quarter speed, and Zayas moves Jazzy Beach into 4th. 4 clear of an unhurried Papa's Girl. She has pace in front of her, and Country Girl Shirl is last of all. They go less than 5 furlongs from home, and here's the class-dropping Padrinoneverquits to put a neck on top. Gossip Isle keeping up second, Poesia losing ground third. Up on the outside, Jazzy Beach starts her rally through a 46-second half-mile. 4 lengths in front of Papa's Girl. She'll need to get a move on from there, and Country Girl Shirl is last. Around the far turn, 3/8 of a mile remains. Padrinoneverquits has been under siege from the outset and leads the way by a neck. On the outside, Gossip Isle is there second, Jazzy Beach third. Now Prado getting a response from Papa's Girl. 4 wide with 4 lengths to raise and 1/4 of a mile to raise it. They're at the top of the stretch, 3/4, 1:11-3 as they turn for home. Padrinoneverquits cuts the corner and maintains a 3-length lead. Poesia back for more. Papa's Girl on the outside. 1/8 of a mile to go. Padrinoneverquits is strong up front. She's taken all the pressure early, but she's got something in the tank late, and Padrinoneverquits with the responding to the class drop at 2-1. She'll win by 3 in the end. Too close to call for second between Papa's Girl and Poesia, and Jazzy Beach finished 4th in 1:39.1. Looking at the racing prior to today's third race, you'd have to figure that number 5, Padrinoneverquits, would take all the action out the windows on the strength of a class drop. Well, you would be wrong, but you would be right if you liked her, as she went off as 2-1 second choice, but she got the job done under Victor LeBron for A&B Stables and Bobby DeBona. We go to the 4th race now, a 1-mile maiden claimer on turf. Price tag is $20,000. Scratch the 9 and 10, a field of 8. The favorites included 2, Bunyan's Axe, and 5, U.S. Academy. And they're off. Mr. Stark away well, and he's up for challenging for the lead with Debbie's Road away in the top flight. Live for the Day gets away in good shape. He'll land 3rd. The favorite Bunyan's Axe is parked at the inside 4th. Out wide, Nunc, Tunc. Then comes Lano from the outside and Buzz On by second last. U.S. Academy last of the 8 as they charge around the first turn. It's Jonathan Gonzalez and Debbie's Road who have moved to a 2.5 length lead. Mr. Stark is second, Bunyan's Axe is 3rd, Live for the Day 3 wide. Then it's a gap of 3 to Nunc Tunc with Lano toward the rail. Out wide is Buzz On By, and U.S. Academy is last. 22-4 for the opening quarter speed. Down the backstretch they go. With the advantage, it's long shot Debbie's Road in front, 3/4 of length. Mr. Stark is there second. At the rail, and Bunyan's Axe getting a good run of it at this stage. He's a joint 3rd with wide running Live for the Day on the outside. Then Nunc Tunc ahead of U.S. Academy. Buzz On By is now second last, and Lano drops back to trail the field through a 46-3 half mile. Inside half a mile from home as they leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. With the advantage, it's still Debbie's Road. Mr. Stark now second. Nunc Tunc up on the outside for Panici 3rd and traveling pretty well. Toward the inside, Bunyan's Axe needs a way out. Live for the Day just at a 1 pace, not gaining or losing much ground with a 1/4 of a mile left to get. 3/4, 1:10-3, and they're at the top of the stretch. Nunc Tunc now takes his shot at the lead. Bunyan's Axe will angle off his heels to try to make a late impression. Debbie's Road is toward the rail. Nunc Tunc has the lead. Bunyan's Axe is loose and charging. Nunc Tunc has the lead. Nunc Tunc, Bunyan's Axe. Here's the line. Photo finish. Bobbing heads up and down. It was Nunc Tunc inside, Bunyan's Axe on the outside in 1:35 flat. Number 7, Nunc Tunc, hammered in the late stages of wagering. Went from 10-1 to 3-1 and got the job done with some wise money.
Luca Panici rode the son of Private Val for owners Diamond Racing and Jay and Joan Johnson. Leo Gabriel Jr. back in town with the string. He always hits hard. He gets the victory here today. We go to the fifth race and start the Rainbow Six. Today's fifth race, a maiden claiming race over the main track at 6 furlongs. Price tag here, $35,000. Field of 9. Favorite was the 9, Scribe.
And they're off. Slow starts for Warrior Spirit and Bow Splash. Quick start out wide for Scribe, who heads off for the early lead. Away in second is Unpublished. On heels third is Big Spender. Splitting horses, Just Do the Math, and Fortunate Friends is toward the rail. Out wide is engine number 9 with All About the Beach. The two at the back are Warrior Spirit and Bow Splash. They speed past the half-mile point. Chuck Lopez and Unpublished in front to the far turn. Scribe is second. Fortunate Friends is third. Just Do the Math is fourth. On the outside, Big Spender in the pink colors is now within 2 of the lead. It's a gap of 5 to Warrior Spirit ahead of All About the Beach, then engine number 9, and last is Bow Splash. 5/16 away, and here's Fortunate Friends, traveling awfully well at this point. He's now up to take the lead. Back to second is Unpublished. On the outside, Scribe working hard third. First-timers not kicking on, Just Do the Math or Big Spender. Bow Splash from the back as they're at the top of the stretch, and Fortunate Friends has this to throw away. Fortunate Friends inside the final furlong is kicked to clear to a 5-length lead. Unpublished is second, Scribe on the outside third, but Fortunate Friends is 3-1 and long gone. Fortunate Friends wins by 6 or 7. Scribe's in a photo for second with Unpublished. There's another photo after that between Warrior Spirit and Bow Splash in 1:11-1.
This race was over inside the final 3 furlongs as number 1 Fortunate Friends was traveling awfully well, and he traveled so well that he drew off for an easy win under jockey Jose Alvarez, ran a Varsi and altogether stable. Another one bet down from the morning line, went in half from 6-1 to 3-1. Smart money here in Allendale today. Second, number 9 Scribe, and third was the 7 Unpublished. Time for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
And Go Zipper is pulling away. Go Zipper blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Zipper again has won. Go Zipper kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
Back now for race number 6 on the program, the start of today's Late Pick 5. Race number 6 brings out claimers at 5.5 furlongs, in for a price tag of $6,250. Field of 8 signed on. The favorites were 3 Arts Table and 8 Gemologister.
And they're off. Level beginning. From between horses, that's Arts Table, who's going looking for the lead. Burger is up to challenge from second. Gemologister on the outside third. Smooth As is fourth. Meanwhile, Zalza's on heels and checked to last. On the outside and moving up is Sydney's Charisma, racing ahead of Johnny Tickets, then Pure Style, and again Zalza is last. Around the far turn they go. Arts Table and Edgard Zayas have the lead by a length and a half. Burger is second. Gemologister on the outside third. 3 back to Smooth As, racing from fourth. Then Sydney's Charisma on the outside. The 3 at the back are Johnny Tickets, Pure Style, and Zalza. They move to the top of the stretch with less than a quarter of a mile to go. Arts Table has the lead at the quarter-mile pole, leads it by a length and a half. From the back, Zalza starts to put his best foot forward, although he's very wide on the course. He is finishing up nicely. Top of the lane, look at Zalza. He's rolling home, but Arts Table has the lead, and Zalza wanting to get in a touch now as they come to the final furlong. Zalza on the outside of Arts Table. Arts Table still there. Zalza one more time. Zalza, Arts Table. This is going to get close. Photo finish. But I'm pretty sure it's Arts Table in 1:04-4.
Number 3, Arts Table, survives a late threat from Zalza to get the victory here today, giving him 2 in a row under jockey Edgar Zayas for Antonio Sano and Secure Investments. The 1 Zalza definitely makes the list again, ran huge while second ahead of the 8 Gemologister, who failed to fire his best shot but ended up third. On to the 7th race now, a 1-mile turf event. Claimers of the non-winners of 2 variety, in for $12,500. Scratch the 2, 5, and 10. Carlos Lugo on the 3, It's About Me. And the favorites included number 1, Newman's Fast Girl, and number 8, Karuka.
And they're off. From the inside, Newman's Fast Girl begins well, but not as good as Play That Tone, who's up on the outside to cross and clear. Mystify Me now moves to take second. At the inside, Newman's Fast Girl is a joint third. Alongside her, Oblio's Wish. Karuka's 3 wide in the pink colors. 2 back to Pointedly, who settles in front of It's About Me, and the trailer is Princess Zoe. Around the first turn they go. Play That Tone at 5-1, trying to harness her speed. She leads the way through the opening quarter of 23 and 3. Second, Mystify Me, Newman's Fast Girl third. Karuka, wide in the early stages under Panici, up to third now. Then in between horses, Oblio's Wish, It's About Me, now outside of Pointed Lee, and the trailer is Princess Zoe. Down the backstretch they go, a little more than 5/8 to run. With the advantage, Play That Tone, Mystify Me on the outside second, Karuka 3 wide third. For on between horses, it's Oblio's Wish, Newman's Fast Girls along the rail. 2 back to It's About Me, then Pointedly, starting to make some decisions toward the back, and the trailer is Princess Zoe. 47 and 2 for the opening half mile. Mystify Me has had enough of Play That Tone and leads now by a length and a quarter. It's About Me and Carlos Lugo on the outside. Play That Tone back for more. Karuka's still in the fight. On the inside of Newman's Fast Girl, then Oblio's Wish and Pointedly. Many chances here as they turn for home 3/4. 111 flat, now 1/8 of a mile from home. It's About Me out in the center, continues to progress. Up on the inside and Mystify Me, a late run from Pointedly. Final 1/8 of a mile. It's About Me now surges to the lead. Up on the outside and Pointedly with Mystify Me. It's About Me in front. It's About Me and Carlos Lugo spring a 13-1 upset in 136 flat.
Upset win to start the late pick 4. It's number 3. It's About Me gets the job done. A pickup ride for Carlos Lugo, who's quickly stamping himself as a long shot rider as he gets the job done again today for John Vincent at Equine Authority Inc. Second, number 9, Mystify Me, and third was the 4, Pointed Lee, finished up well to round out the try. We go to the 8th race and start the late pick 3, a mile over the main track, allowance optional claiming horses in for $12,500. Field of 6, all the money on 1, Vincero.
And they're off. Kind of a bobbling beginning there for Big Boy Bruno. Moving up between horses, Piloting wins the break with Vincero down at the inside. On the stretch out, he has some speed. In between horses, it's Winking at the Dude. Out wide as he's smoking hot. Racing ahead of Big Boy Bruno. And out the back door, Transistor plays his cards later in the hand, and he's last of the 6 after the opening quarter. It's the gray son of Tappet, Piloting, who gets clear here under Misael Jaramillo to lead by 2.5. Racing in second as he's smoking hot, Vincero's at the rail third. The opening quarter was only ordinary, 24 and 3, and back fourth is Winking at the Dude. Out wide is Big Boy Bruno, and then it's a gap of another 5 to Transistor, who tries to stay in the same zip code as they go past the half-mile mark. In front, it's still Piloting by 2 lengths over Vincero's second through a 46 and 4 half mile. He's smoking hot as third, Winking at the Dude, a 3 wide fourth. Then it's a gap of another 5 or 6 lengths back to Transistor, who gets by Big Boy Bruno. They move to the top of the stretch, and up front, here comes Vincero, making a bid under Edgard Zayas to take the lead now. Piloting is back to second, Winking at the Dude, 35-1 and trying to run home here. Back to fourth, and he's smoking hot, 6 ahead of Transistor, who's underway after 3/4 in 111 and 1. Winking at the Dude, he's going to try to spoil the party here. Vincero toward the inside, these two well clear. Running home is Transistor. Final 1/8 of a mile, Vincero needs everything he has. Winking at the Dude tries him one more time. Here's Winking at the Dude at Vincero. These two photo finish. Way too tight to call. Vincero on the inside, Winking at the Dude on the outside. They put on a show in 137 flat.
Number 1, Vincero, had a big-time fight inside the final 1/8 of a mile. It was a fight he lost as number 2, Winking at the Dude, gets the nod at 35-1. Leonel Reyes rode the son of First Dude to victory for Terry Pompey and my Purple Haze stable. Second 1, Vincero, and along for third was the 5, Transistor. We'll take a commercial break. The late Daily Double just around the corner. Don't go away.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
Back now for race number 9 on the program. Second leg of your Stronach 5 sequence here today. Claimers on turf at a mile and a 16th. Price tag $12,500. Scratch the 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. A field of 11. This was a wide open betting race.
And they're off. From the center, Could Be gets a good start. Toward the inside, My Point Exactly moves to challenge. Louis Vale away in the top flight. He's between horses. Major Key is at the rail, racing ahead of Naughty Buoy, then Zalza Jack, who's positioned toward the rail. Billy Big is out wide. 2 back to Gran, King of Kings. He'll slide over from his outside draw to race about 7 or 8 lengths off the lead. Cut to Order is next. At the back of the field are Gran Nenuco and 2nd Street. They make their way around that first turn, and it's the Pro, My Point Exactly. 7-year-old son of Concord Point moves to a 4-length lead. Making the racing in second is Major Key on the outside. Naughty Buoy is now third. Louis Vale tucked in fourth. Back to fifth and Billy Big. Then Could Be. He's in the red colors between horses. Length and a half in front of Zalza Jack with Grand King of Kings on his outside. Then comes Cut to Order in 2nd Street. And Gran Nenuco unhurried at this stage. Last of all behind a 49-second half mile. They make their way half a mile from home, and with the advantage, it's Jose Bautista and My Point Exactly on top 2.5. Naughty Buoy second, outside of Major Key, then 3 wide Billy Big. Could Be is next, hemming in the favorite Louis Vale. Grand King of Kings, Gran Nenuco let go from last on the outside. Light blue blinkers while 3 wide. They run to the top of the stretch. They went 3/4 in 1:12 and 2, and they race for home. Up front, My Point Exactly, 1.25 lengths. Could Be slides into the clear for an opportunity. Wide on the course, Gran Nenuco with Louis Vale and Naughty Buoy. Final 1/8 of a mile. My Point Exactly trying to hold him off here. Gran Nenuco down the stand side. Could Be, Naughty Buoy, these 4 across the course. But through it all, My Point Exactly has turned them away. It's very close for second. Maybe Gran Nenuco over Naughty Buoy, then Could Be, flattened out fourth in 1:41 and 4.
Chalk one up for the Nicoletti Mafia. I was dead wrong about this race when we talked about it on our pregame show. Ronnie was right on target. Number 4, My Point Exactly, responds to the barn change and gets an easy lead, going gate to wire. Jockey Jose Bautista at 7-1. Let's go now to race number 10, final live race of the day. 2-year-olds over the main track at 4.5 furlongs. First finish line race. Scratch the 2 and 9, a field of 7. Favorite was the 8, Absolute Grit.
And they're off. Toward the inside, Whiskey Sunrise got away okay, but on the outside, it's Absolute Grit who's fired up, and Poe makes it a party, and these 3 across the course. Away 5th or 4th is Let's Rumble, and then the long shots, El Torito Ruiz, Rosas Way, and El Duque. Inside position and the lead for Panichi and Whiskey Sunrise. They lead the race by a half a length. Poe stay close in tow second, trying to lug out on Paco as Absolute Grit, trying to straighten up here and go on with it. Wide on the course is Let's Rumble as they go to the top of the stretch. Opening quarter, 21 and 4 with the advantage. It's Whiskey Sunrise. Here's Absolute Grit taking his shot on the outside second. Back to third, Poe. Back to fourth, Let's Rumble as they straighten for the drive. Whiskey Sunrise still has the lead. Up on the outside, Absolute Grit's going to take his late run. Absolute Grit figuring it out. Absolute Grit getting to the leader, Whiskey Sunrise. Absolute Grit in time. Absolute Grit wears down Whiskey Sunrise with Poe third at 51 and 3.
Even money on the morning line seemed a bit bullish from our morning line maker on this horse, number 8, Absolute Grit. Got the job done at a better price than that, 3-2 on this son of Cantharos under Paco Lopez. This horse was very green in the far turn run, but figured it out late in the game and should appreciate some added real estate. Carl and Kathy Glassman, the winning owners. Eddie Pleasant Jr., the winning trainer. Paco Lopez on board for the winning ride. Number 1, Whiskey Sunrise was second, and number 4, Poe ran third. This race should prove plenty live as the summer season continues. Multiple winning tickets in the Rainbow Six. It was a hard sequence, but multiple tickets sold, more than $30,000 for a 20-cent return, and that yields a carryover in that Rainbow Six, more than $520,000.
And that wraps up Friday's action. We'll be back on Saturday with a 12-race card and our 11th race, the feature race, the powder break, $75,000 guaranteed. Really a nice race. So 12 races, first race post 12:45. Boy, you got to be at Gulfstream Park.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired